Enough to worry about in Texas. It's the epicenter of motorcycle club profiling, and now Governor Abbott is putting in an anti-gang task center in Waco, Texas.
You're about to witness a seismic event. Now, let the party begin.
Your healthy radio addiction starts now.
Hollywood's Motorcycle Madhouse on iHeartRadio.
Man, how's everyone doing this Friday night? Depending where you're at, you're probably in the Saturday over in Europe and over in Russia and all the great listeners overseas. Get a couple housekeeping things done today. If you want to help support the show, go over to harley-biker-news.com. There's t-shirts, books, audio, and all that good stuff over there. As well as if you want to help us monthly, you can subscribe to our Patreon account. Or during the YouTube live super chats, you can help us out. That would be awesome. It's only through you guys that Motorcycle Madhouse is live on air Monday through Friday. Also, Sundays, you're going to want to head over to Dibber in the Wind's channel. He has an awesome sit-down chat type of format on Sunday evenings. I believe, I'll ask him anyway what time he does it, United States time. But you want to go over to Dibs in the Wind, go subscribe to the channel, get involved in his Sunday chats. They're awesome. I actually watched the reruns and stuff like that. He actually gave that old kook that was talking schmack about motorcycle clubs a good whipping today, let me tell you. But today we're going to be talking about anti-gang laws and how they're going to be affecting motorcycle clubs. This came out of Texas. We're also going to be talking with Fat Daddy on the new Rabbit Hole Corner. It's a segment we're going to have here, and everybody loves Fat Daddy, man. He's hilarious. I love them old gray beards, man. They're hilarious as shit. But first, we're going to freaking answer a question we got from yesterday's video. I had a lot of women, email in saying, who's Gloria Struck? Well, she's going to be appearing at the Fox Valley Harley-Davidson in St. Charles in May. I'll get the dates for you. It's a big women thing they're putting on over at the dealership. But Gloria is a freaking legend, man. And hopefully I'll get an interview with her while I'm over there. But here's who she is so you guys can understand.
No, I can't even believe I'm alive yet and still riding.
At the age of 90, Gloria Struck is the most amazing woman on two wheels.
I've been riding since 1941.
Treated like a rock star wherever she goes, mobbed by people trying to learn her secret.
I don't believe I'm 90, that's for sure. I've got 70-year-old guys hitting on me, and I'm saying, hey, you're too old for me.
So what does keep her going? Motorcycles. Over her lifetime, she's traveled a lot of miles on them. How many?
Well, I roughly figured about 650,000.
On a motorcycle.
On a motorcycle.
And not on the back of a motorcycle.
No. I will not ride on the back of anybody. I'm sorry. I wouldn't even ride anybody on the back of mine. No.
Now, wherever she goes, crowds just seem to gather. People are fascinated by you. Do you understand why?
I know, because I don't give up. Like now, when my hip's misplaced and I couldn't ride this year, I was so disappointed.
You see, every year, except for this one, she rides her motorcycle to Bike Week from her home in New Jersey all the way to Daytona Beach.
I am all over the country. I talk to women riders. I give talks to women riders. I'm writing a book right now, and I hope people will, it's going to be a good book. Good book.
Her story is incredible because she started writing at a time when women just didn't.
Oh, are you kidding? When I came down to Daytona in those years, I was refused gas. I was refused a room. They called you bad names. I mean, you were treated. No, a woman was not supposed to ride a motorcycle. No, it was not done by proper people.
So why didn't you just quit?
I don't pay attention to things like that. I don't pay attention to styles. I don't pay attention to anything. I live my life the way I want to live it.
And the way she lives it is as natural as possible.
I eat very healthy. I stay away from chemicals in food and what I put on my skin. People say I have a nice complexion. I do not use anti-wrinkle creams, anything like that. Everything about me is natural. I don't dye my hair. I live a very simple life, but I think the food is the most important thing you can do for yourself.
And her advice for others?
Live your life. Live your dreams. When I autograph things, I always tell people, live your dreams.
Thank you very much.
There's so
Live your dreams. Now that's Gloria. That is cool as hell. I found it funny when asked when they got people come up to her and they're 70 years old, they want to date her and stuff. Well, you're too old. She is awesome. That's an inspiration for women in the biker community. Motor maids. She rode in times that were really freaking tough. Not only for men, but can you imagine women in them days, 1940s, 50s, and she still does something today that most bikers won't even attempt, and that's going down to Daytona from New Jersey in March? It's still freaking snowing out. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's a freaking biker. Hell, way to go, Gloria. Next, we're going to do some devil advocate. I call it a new segment where I'm going to be a devil's advocate on something, and wait till you see this. You ever see that movie Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone when he crashes that cop car and all the foam starts hitting? Wait till you see what they got planned for motorcycle riders.
Devil's Advocate.
They're coming out with airbags for motorcycles. Now, it might look like a cool ideal, and the advancement in safety, is just coming with technology and stuff like that. Only thing, he looks like one of them, what is that dude, Michelin guy with the tires and stuff. That you look like a Michelin guy in that thing. But, my only concern would be, what if you're just going down the freaking street and the damn thing pops off on your ass? Yeah, you'd have to have a lot of tests, a lot of safety measures in that. Is it viable? Maybe in 10 years, I don't know. But again, it looks like that thing with Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone, and it just pops all this foam on you and stuff like that. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comment section below over there? And if you would use it if it was actually safe. Me, I still, have a hard time wearing a damn helmet when I don't have to. But you imagine a damn airbag? That is something else where technology is coming from. Next thing you know, for those guys that are old enough, there was a movie Tron that came out in I think late 70s or 80s or some crap like that. And you just jump on the thing, hood goes over on you and stuff like. I think we're getting into the future now, man. They're coming out with some whack stuff, let me tell you. But let me say hi to everybody in the chat room. How's everybody doing? Denise, how you doing, honey, over on Facebook? Thanks for all the help. All our Facebook people over at Fat Daddy Productions. Chris, how you doing? Ironhead, JP Hans. Empire Steel. Hey, we got Dibs. How you doing, Dibs? You kicked that guy's ass today, man. That was a pretty good freaking video. But let's get into our main subject today, and then we're going to talk with Fat Daddy Rabbit. Have some fun on this show for a Friday. So here we go. And this was in the news today. Now, if you're familiar with the show, you know I'm always talking about motorcycle profiling because, quite frankly, it's something you need to know about, need to freaking actually take a part in fighting because it's your rights that you're getting trampled. You just don't know it. These New Jacks is who I'm talking about. Now, early on, late 80s, 90s and stuff, when I came in, it was pretty freaking bad. It was not cool to be a biker, and cops in Chicago were pricks. And the profiling, you can go right down to a bar, get stopped, and all that good stuff. So it's not no fun, but now it's even worse, and it's even worse down in Texas. It started up after the Waco stuff and some other incidences around the country. So, hey, it's 50-50. We can blame ourselves and, then you to blame them for overreaching. But let me read this article here in Abbott. That's what I call him, like one of them freaking little midgets. Hey, don't send me emails in. I didn't mean nothing against midgets before I get them. Anyway, hoping to build on a successful 6 anti-gang centers across the state, Texas Governor Greg Abbott, midget, is proposing to add 2 new crime-fighting centers, including one in Waco. God forbid do they need one there, really. This is the town where a prosecutor, a DA who had aspirations for higher office, went and freaking arrested 177 bikers, most of whom had nothing to do with Twin Peaks. They were there in colors. This guy handed out a freaking warrant. All you had to do was fill in the warrant with the cops. Next thing you know, your ass is sitting in jail. $1 million bond. Your life ruined. Just because this prick wanted to go for higher office. Now, thank God the bikers down there got together, got moving. They got together with the COC, the A-Bates, Popeye Moss, and OG over at Texas Biker Radio, all for one over on Facebook, and they got the word out. They kicked ass, and they got this guy out of office by 20 percentage points, which is unreal. Anyway, let's go back here. Governor Greg announced plans for new Texas anti-gang centers in Waco and Tyler in September and reiterated his resolve to fund the creation of the 2 new centers to give additional funding for 6 existing ones. During a State of the State address this week, quote, "The state of Texas is sending a message to criminals and gang members that any attempts to compromise the safety of our communities will not be tolerated." Greg said, "My top priority as governor is keeping Texans safe, and these latest proposals will help me do just that." Now, what is considered a gang? We have to get that definition. You wonder what the definition is going to be in these centers and their objectives, their mission statements, whatever. What is a gang? We need to know, because now it seems like you can be a biker pulled over with a patch and the cops are saying you're a gang member. That is BS. That is infringement of due process and everything else. What this is a Gestapo type of unit against bikers. Now, yeah, it's probably going to be used against MS-13, the cartels, the freaking mob, all that kind of stuff. But here's what I worry about when these gang task laws come out. Everybody knows what RICO is. RICO, Racketeering, Influence, Corruption, Organization Act. It was started in the late 70s to take on the mob. Its sole purpose was to go after the mob. Then all of a sudden, late 70s, they tried to use it against the 81 and Sonny and all them. They beat it, but they give you a tool and they take it 10 miles, these cops. The Department of Justice, it's a disarray. If you, all you had to do was freaking watch the freaking hearing today where it was a circus and see how bad the DOJ is. And the FBI, let's not even go there with the FBI. We know how they are. And I'm not talking about how they go out there, bust people and shit like that. Hey, you know what? You're doing something stupid and you're stupid enough to get caught. That's your fault, okay? They're doing their job, whatever. But the way the FBI is these days, you just look at the top brass from the last 2 years, how many been fired for what they've done. And you're supposed to trust them to enforce gang acts in Texas and at the federal level. You're supposed to trust these people. They use RICO like it's candy, and now you got these other anti-gang laws, which personally I believe they're the precursor to thy anti-biking laws, if you ask me. Anyway, let's go back to the article. But you know what? I really think the definition of gang is important. And, like in my article I did today, before I get into this one, when I did that article on dumb shit, okay, goes around, tries to say he's a gangster, blah, blah, blah. MCs are not street gangs, and I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you why they get pissed when you call them gangs. Motorcycle clubs are just that. They're clubs. They have dues-paying members. They don't earn off the organization. That's real important because most of the club members that I know are new in the past, they had a hard time making dues. So if there's some kind of gangster, why are they having such a hard time paying dues? I'm talking like $100 a month, $200 a month, something that would be easy, off the cuff to be able to, do for somebody who's out there doing illegal activity. Motorcycle clubs have, they have an influence in the motorcycle scene. Now, when it comes to the streets and the everyday type of gangster stuff that goes on there, they have little impact. They do not have that much clout when it comes to organizations. I can put it in Chicago terms, like your let's see here, your GDs, your Vice Lords, your Kings, Black Gorilla Family, AB, and the Joint. They have nothing on them type of freaking organizations. They're clubs. They're there for biking and brotherhood. They're not there to go out there, extortion, racketeering, freaking, what else? Gambling, prostitution. Yeah, some guys might dabble in it, but when it comes to an organized effort as an organization, that just don't happen with the motorcycle clubs. For one, they don't have that type of influence to go out there and TCB, if you get what I mean, like some of these other organizations do. Some of these other organizations had guys that freaking grew up in the freaking organization from toddlers. They're second, third, fourth generations, and let's not even talk about cartels. So that's where it gets sticky, and that's why a lot of clubs they can't stand being called gangs because even they know they're not gangs, okay? But let's keep on going here. The governor has said we know that these work because we have seen results. Whitman said in 2017, 1,400 criminals associated with gang-related activity were taken off the street in the Houston area. That don't sound too good to me, man. Now, Houston, that has to have a couple million people, and you only got 1,400 on this law? That seems screwed up if you ask me. Anyway, we have seen the results, and we need to replicate that around the state. That's where it starts. They get these pilot programs, and they see those little dips. Now I see what they're going at. You put it into a city of a couple million people, you get 1,400 arrests. Oh, it's working. So let's spread it out and, start trampling on everybody's rights. Anyway, the governor requested $7.1 million to continue funding the existing anti-gang centers and the 2 proposed centers. The council approved it in Waco, and lo and behold, they're going to be going for grants for a gang task force. Huh, gang task force. Kind of sounds like Task Force Raptor over in Oz. Anyway, quote, as a department, we are very proud that the governor thought enough of us to ask us to be a part of this. Well, yeah, let's see. Waco don't have the best history, guys. You had Koresh in, the early 90s. Then you had Twin Peaks in 2015. Can you see the freaking pattern here with Waco? They're not the best cops. How many kids, women, and all that stuff got killed in Waco? And you had 9 people die over in Twin Peaks, plus about 20 injured, and 177 false arrests. I would really think twice about putting a gang task force unit in Waco, Texas. That's a joke. And here is the kicker. Swadden said Waco likely was selected because of its central location, its gang presence, and in 2015 midday shootout at the former Twin Peaks restaurant between rival biker groups, Banditos and Cossacks, that left 9 dead, 20 wounded. Here's a quote. Gang members are some of the worst criminals out there, and our history with the Banditos and Cossacks show the level they are capable of. They don't say that 4 of the dead were killed by cops. They don't say that the cops knew something was going to happen weeks before this. They could have stopped anybody. They could have kept the clubs apart. But they didn't. They left it happen, and the rest is history. But boom, Waco's brought up in this anti-gang center, and you can already tell they're centering on motorcycle clubs just from this quote. Go on. They could care less about the citizens, which is bull. When you have a shootout in a very open mall area in the middle of the day, they don't care about citizens and their safety. They could care less about who is in their way or who gets hurt. And this is what they are trying to combat. So they are using Waco, the Twin Peaks deal, to get their funding. And that's what started all this motorcycle profiling. They think that they are going to stop this. Bull. It's bull. It really is. Cops' fault? No. Frank, you know what? They knew about it weeks ahead of time. Now, in other different parts of the country, cops, and this is even in Chicago, when 2 groups don't get along and they find out about it, they keep them separate. One group's let in, the other's kept away. Guess what? No violence. They knew about this in Waco. They did nothing about it. They let it happen. 9 people are dead, at least 4 from cops. 4. And let's not talk about the cover-ups afterwards. That whole case was a sham. One case has been brought, and it's been a mistrial. Not one's been convicted. Not one's gone to jail. And I don't think anybody is going to jail because the way they conducted that investigation that day, they violated so many damn rights of people. They've destroyed lives. So what I say to Rena and Waco PD, there you go. Anyway, let's finish this up here. The first one was established in 2012, blah, blah, blah. Then it goes into what Waco applied for. They applied for a $3.5 million anti-gang grant. So clubs, watch your asses down there. Bikers as well. Pretty soon you'd have a A-bait or a freaking hog patch on, and next thing you know, they're going to be pulling your ass over too. So it don't freaking matter. But it also goes in this different article, or this article here. They specifically mention outlaw motorcycle gangs, the Kazakhs, Banditos, as well as Crips, Blood, Mexican Mafia, and neighborhood gangs. So you see what law enforcement's doing. They're putting these clubs in there with some hardcore organizations. The Mexican Mafia, La M, they hardcore, okay? There's nothing you can get as hardcore as that. But then you got Crips and Bloods. That's what they're putting motorcycle clubs in as far as categories. So you gotta freaking get involved. Get involved with A-Bait. Go to a Confederation media. Walk in there and listen to what is going on within the biker community, because clubs are always on the forefront of what's going on in this lifestyle. And the COC is out there fighting not only for patch members, but they're fighting for you. So you got to go out there and support them. This ain't easy. While you're sitting back and enjoying it, they're paying the money, they're paying the price on the streets. But I'm running about 2 minutes late right now. I got to get Fat Bat Daddy on the phone here. I said I call him at about 7:20, and I'm about at 7:24 right now. So we're going to call him right now. Hey, Fat Daddy, I'm calling. But I really appreciate everybody's help in Facebook. You guys are awesome.
Hello?
Hey, Fat Daddy, what's up, buddy?
What's going on? Are we on live, man?
You're on live, man. We got the rabbit hole segment, and, I had to cut it short because I was like...
I jumped on that damn thing. I'm like, hell, man, this man got a good idea here. You know what I mean? I might try this shit.
Right.
So, I like to look at the name and shit, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And, it said your video ended.
Yeah, it's buffering real bad. I restarted it. It's still going on YouTube.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I got you here. We got you here. Man, we was getting good views. We had So anyway, man, you threw me under the bus, brother. I like that name, Fat Daddy Rabbit Production, but I never went nowhere with it. Until you bumped me up again, you give me another boot there, right up the old ass, and you got me some clients. Well, what's that guy's name, that Sam guy? What's his name, Sam?
Dirty Sam Productions.
Oh, my God, Dirty Sam Productions. I love that motherfucker, man. Me and him going in business together.
Uh-huh. Rock on.
So he calls me. He calls me up now. You got to remember, I don't drink. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't drink or do drugs. I'm a sober man. So he calls me up, Dirty Sam does, and we work on a deal. I can help him promote a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Use his name in the promotion part of my end of it. I'd be able to use his name.
Right.
So, the first day, man, everything was just perfect. You lost your signal again.
Yeah, it's going back.
Video ended again.
Yeah, go ahead. I guess restart it.
So the first day everything went good. You know what I mean?
Right.
I keep a bottle of tequila here for friends. I've never opened it. It's never been opened. But I keep a bottle here of tequila for my friends. To come over if they want a shot. You know what I mean? So. First day I'm helping Sam there get going, getting some likes on his page, and trying to save the taco, my friend.
Save the taco,
the whole reason for my fucking conversation here tonight is trying to save the taco. I'm trying to save you. You got any taco panties there?
I do.
Hold them up if you got them. Let me see what you got there. Hold them up and let me see. Show the girls.
Hey, how's the stream doing, everybody?
So I'm trying to save the taco, you know what I mean? So I told Sam, I said, well, I'll do what I can, brother, to help you save the taco,
Right.
So I'm on my Facebook groups, and I'm sharing that damn post, save the taco, save the taco. Now, you got to remember, he added me to his page as an administrator so I could help him, work his page.
Right.
There you go, save the taco, baby. So I'm posting this post on all these damn groups, save the taco, support Sam. He's a good production company, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm minding my own damn business, you know what I mean? I feel good because, you know, you got me that guy. He was my first client.
Mm.
So I'm sitting here minding my own damn business. All of a sudden, my little message box over there is going crazy. It's going wild. And I'm looking over there.
Hey,
Sam.
Fat Daddy, I'm having some technicals over here. It says it's buffering real bad. Is it buffering over there?
You're doing okay right now.
Yeah, over on YouTube.
Yeah, you're doing okay right now.
Yeah, over on YouTube, it's bad, they're saying.
He's got women calling him wanting to buy panties. And I'm like, oh, my God, I'd love to have a job like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, oh, my God, man, I'd love to have a job like that, man. Well, the women call in, want to buy panties and shit.
Uh-huh.
So I've done it, I had to go to AA meeting last night just to keep from drinking that damn bottle of tequila because Sam's got me all tore up here. I'm seeing all these girls from the groups coming to it now wanting to buy them damn panties to save the tacos.
Okay.
And it's just more than I thought I bargained for.
Well, you know what? I'll be getting you more, man. No worries about that.
I cracked up, man. I did. I really cracked up. I'm like, oh my God, I'd love to have this guy's company. You know what I mean?
So
it was hilarious.
So what do you think about them anti-biker law or the anti-gang laws, man?
Man, it sucks, buddy. I'm telling you, I know them bastards. They laid in wait for 9 days down there before that meeting ever took place down there. The FBI did, setting that shit up. That was a proven fact.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. We got some super chatters in. Sinister put in 20 to join Wild Hogs with Dan. Lori, demand justice for Waco. And James, 10, support the clubs and your rights, people. Thanks for that, guys. Go ahead, Fatini.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's all going to work out. We got to figure out that buffer problem. Maybe it's from all the shares, you know what I mean?
Well, no, man, it's, the weather, man. It's freaking icy over here. It's finally getting,
oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty bad windy over here.
Yeah.
Is it still doing it?
But I'm loving what you got me going into here, brother. I've really changed my mind on my future and what I'm gonna start doing here to help everybody and help you and you helping us. Man, it's really coming full circle now and give me something to do to make a difference in life and make a change. Like you said, man, guys got to get out here and they got to get active. You know what I mean? If we don't get active, we're going to lose it all.
Right, exactly.
You know? And just like you said, we're being labeled with the cartels now. Man, people think, you might think I'm fucking crazy, but man, El Chapo is linked to the underground plumb up to Chicago right now as we're talking.
Oh yeah, El Chapo's a bad motherfucker, man.
This underground goes deep, you know what I mean, and wide, you know. And we're just a damn small ant in a damn field, you know what I mean?
Right.
But we gotta, I love that union saying, the union IBW's got a saying, united we stand, divided we fall. Now, they took that saying, I don't know who that come from, if it was Winston Churchill or who. I think it was Winston Churchill, one of his greatest quotes. But the union adopted it. And that is a great fucking saying, man. You know, that means we've got to stand together or we are going to fall. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it's Winston Churchill now that said that.
Right.
He was telling his country that when, they were about to lose their damn ass. And they wanted him to give up and surrender. And he said, hell no, we ain't surrendering. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's the way it's going to be. We're going to either, just like the Black Dragon said, we're going to either unite and get this shit right or we're going to fall. We're going to lose it all.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? We're fighting demons from all sides. We're fighting the damn cops. We're fighting the damn cartels. We're fighting the government. We're taking it from all sides. And who's out there helping people the most? Bikers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like, man, it will never stop. You know what I mean?
Right.
The bullshit will never stop. It won't.
Well, you know what? I freaking hate to cut you short, Fat Daddy, but this thing's buffering from all kinds of freaking hell, man.
Man, I wish I could help you, brother. I don't know what I did. I got you a bunch of damn views right off the bat, like 40. You jumped from 0 to 40 real fast.
Rock and roll, man. I really appreciate it.
I was nailing. Yeah, I was nailing it to you, buddy, as fast as I could. We'll get it worked out, man. We'll get it worked out. Everybody's loving your show, Hollywood. And I'm really tickled to death to be a part of it with you, man.
Well, I really appreciate it.
And I got to talk to you. I got you a real good call in for Monday if you want it, or Tuesday. We could set it up from a guy out west.
Awesome, man. You know me. I always love taking calls.
Brother Steve Brock. He's a country singer, songwriter, and a biker. He wrote that song "Biker's Creed."
Oh, right.
He's opened a few new bars out. He's opened a few new bars out there. He wants to call you. I told him it'd probably be Monday. You could set him up Monday or Tuesday, maybe.
Yeah, I'll set him up for Monday or something like that. Take him on air.
But, man, I'll let you get off here and you can see what you could do to salvage what you got left there. Remember, just because you lose that live feed don't mean that damn radio stops.
Right.
How's the YouTube running?
Well, YouTube's running the same thing, man. I think it's the restreamer and what we're using and stuff like that. And
oh, shit.
It's the way it rolls.
Well,
man.
you know, you got to admit, brother, you're hot. When you're hot, you're hot.
A lot of bandwidth.
You know what I mean? When you're hot, you're hot.
Right, a lot of bandwidth being used right now. But I'll let you go. I'm going to see if I can salvage this up a little bit, buddy.
Okay, man. We love y'all.
Talk to you.
We'll do everything we can to get that thing out there. Have a good night, buddy.
You too. Well, guys, I'm really sorry about the live stream. You know, it was hit and miss on because we're using a new program. We're actually streaming to about 30 different freaking areas, and it's I guess it's a lot of bandwidth because we got a lot of listeners and a lot of viewers all over those platforms. So it looks like it's overloading it. So we're gonna be working on that over the weekend. Don't forget to hit Dibber in the Win on Sunday for his chat. Thanks, everyone, for the super chats. I love you to death. Thanks for those. You don't know how much that means. It helps keep the show going. And with that, you guys have a safe weekend and be good. And really freaking sorry about the stream tonight. But with that, I'll talk to you guys later. And have a good one. Thanks for watching Motorcycle Madhouse Live. We're on Monday through Friday from 7 to 7:30. Check out some of these videos of our archives. Get to know us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We appreciate all your support. We'll see you next time.